the following film at the request of a friend who has abandoned reality. He now favours a world of copies, a world in which he obsessively stalks a very particular European history. Though he has been missing for over a month, he sent me the following message just a few days ago. As always, he wrote it in multiple languages, but, for brevity's sake, I will only read out the English version. Dear friend, I'm sorry it's been so long since we last spoke. I have since been swallowed irrevocably into the labyrinth of fragments, held prisoner by the chronophage of whom we have already spoken. I am posting this message because I have failed in my project to map the labyrinth or create an adequate representation of its nature, and now cannot understand why I ever even thought it was possible. How can one present the unpresentable? Yet my journeys have not been fruitless, and I do not regret abandoning reality. I want you to spread this message using the recordings you made of our dialogues. In my bedroom, you will find all the rolls of film I shot in the labyrinth, as well as all of my sound recordings. I want you to edit these into a film using our dialogues as a soundtrack. I leave the order of the images up to you. There's probably not enough material to cover the length of our conversations, but it will not matter if you repeat certain parts or leave large sections of black. That is how the labyrinth works after all. The images may not be of great quality, but that doesn't matter either, as we recently agreed, so don't worry too much about them. If you deem it appropriate, then by all means include some of your own footage, whatever you like. You may be wondering, why this sudden change of heart, after I continually attested that film could never depict the labyrinth of fragments. But I have since realised that it is as good a medium as any, in that I have to leave something behind for future explorers. As always, I am eternally grateful. May time treat you well. Since receiving the message, I've worked ceaselessly in putting together this film. My task was made more difficult by having lost the dialogues. Either that, or they had never happened. My memory's a bit hazy. Anyway, I wrote down what I thought had been the conversations to the best of my ability, and gave them to some actors to recreate. These 6 dialogues, as well as most of the 16mm footage he shot himself, make up the large part of the film. I also felt it worthwhile to include some images from the areas of second life he showed me during our 5th dialogue, as well as some of my own images, shot at the recent demo in London on the 26th of March, the location of our 3rd dialogue. The 5th and 6th dialogues originally took place online. We rarely met in person during the latter stages of the project. But here I have presented them as normal conversations. I have no great experience in filmmaking, and am uncertain if I will do my friend's project justice. Accordingly, I have adopted a model laid out by a tradition of cinema that he frequently spoke of, in the hope that this is what he would have wanted. The reason I include this introduction is so that you are fully aware that what you are about to see is not the finished product that my friend ever had in mind. It is more of a document of his thought process as he slipped further and further into insanity. He said in this final note that he wanted me to spread his message. Whether as a warning or a beacon for others to follow, he does not make clear. However, I wish to tell you, before the film truly begins, that these are the ravings of a madman. This journey he went on, his so-called Odyssey, is in a different world to that in which you and I live. Disassociating ourselves from our day-to-day lived experiences has the danger of creating a universal political acquiescence in which we do not fight for what we believe in. I spread this message only as a warning, and out of love for my friend, wherever he is.